Hello, here we are with
Alison, Fraser.
last time I got to interview was for Dear World at the Mufti, and now they're doing it at Encore.
Yeah, they didn't ask me to do it. Hello.
You already broke the mold on it.
Well, Donna Murphy's going to be fantastic in that part, but Tyne Daly was just incandescent.
And you made all those incredible hats.
And the hats, I did. I got those hats on those girls, and I was very proud of that.
And I still remember it.
And I wound up looking exactly like Angela Lansbury, but I wasn't even playing her part.
Well, here we are, your big mama in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
I'm really big mama, because has anybody seen that billboard in Times Square? I mean, we're like 50 feet high, right opposite the M&M's store on 47th and 7th, I believe. I mean, I took a picture of it. I'll show it to you on my phone. It's crazy. So this is like the biggest big mama who's ever lived. It's like the 50-foot big mama. For a 110-pound girl, that's not so bad.
What was that, the attack of the 50-foot woman?
That's right. That's right. I am the 50-foot big mama.
But this is hardly a B production.
No, this is a AAA production. We got an incredible cast. We got one of the best scripts in the world, one of the best directors I've ever worked for. The leads, Sonoya and Christian and Matt, are just... it's thrilling. It's thrilling to be on a stage with them. And of course, Tiffin and Spencer, everybody is just awesome. I love them.
But you're a real Tennessee Williams actress.
Yes, I am.
I mean, you've done a lot of Tennessee Williams, and you've done a lot of obscure Tennessee Williams.
Yeah.
So it must be nice to be able to do an actual classic Tennessee Williams for a change.
I mean, this is really the first classic I did. I mean, as you know, I originated a Tennessee Williams play with Shirley Knight, and it was the New York, actually it was the world premiere of his last play in Masks Outrageous and Austere, and it was sort of this famous train wreck of a play that as time went on it got better and better and better, and by the end it had hit cult status, and we had people coming back like 7-8 times to see it. It was pretty amazing. I loved it. It was one of my favorite theatrical experiences anywhere, ever. And then, of course, I did Tennessee Williams Words and Music at the Provincetown Tennessee Williams Festival. And that is this glorious show that David Kaplan, the curator of the Provincetown Tennessee Williams Festival, put together. And what people don't know is that about Tennessee Williams plays is that in every single Tennessee Williams play there is at least one, but usually more, songs, one song or more songs from the American Songbook. So, for example, Blanche Dubois is going to be singing It's Only a Paper Moon. And in Cat, we have a very drunk Brick singing, Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. And it's just such a delicious song for this particular character who is indeed drinking himself to death. So hopefully not, but, you know, jury's out on that one. We don't know. And the album of that show, Tennessee Williams Words and Music, is just a love letter to Tennessee's words. You know, there are lovely monologues and pieces of text in it, but there's also, it's the songs that he loved. It's the songs that he listened to as a very lonely gay boy growing up in, I think he was brought up in, well, he was in St. Louis for a while, but I think his really younger days were in Columbia, Mississippi. I'm not sure of the name of the town, but that's where this show, Tennessee Williams Words and Music, originated, and then we went, you know, around the country. I loved that show. So I'm very akin to Tennessee Williams, and it started in high school because, you know, I was in the Natick High School Competitive Speech Club team, and, you know, you do dramatic interp and poetry interp, and, you know, I was this little troll, like 16-year-old with, you know, hair down to my knees, and I was very short until my senior year in high school, and I was just with all my heart going as Blanche Dubois in The Streetcar Named Desire. He was a boy. Just a boy, and I was a very young girl. And it was like, there's just no way I should have been doing that piece. Yeah. I was 16 years old. It was just hilarious. So that's my my weird love affair with Tennessee Williams.
So how does Big Mama fit in all this?
Well, you know, I think that Big Mama is not the Big Mama that I thought she was, because I've seen the movie, I've seen several versions of it, and I think that Big Daddy and Big Mama had a really healthy relationship, including a healthy sexual relationship for many, many years until Big Daddy got sick. And I know from experience that a very bad sickness like what Big Daddy has can really wreak havoc on a household and on a relationship. And I think that that colors this for me, that he's not rejecting Big Mama. He is angry at the world because his body is failing him. Yeah. And I also think that there's a feminist bent to it because, you know, I got two kids. You know, the kids and the wives are, you know, kind of sparring about who's going to be taking over the place. And it's like, guys, you know, been there, done that. The widow gets it. You know, it's like, you know, I had a husband die. The widow gets it. So we'll see what happens with all of that.
But it's funny because you got one responsible kid and one sort of a ne'er-do-well but, you know, charismatic football player. You always prefer the charismatic character to the responsible one.
Well,
I mean, not just you, but I'm talking about in general.
Of course, but what you have, I mean, Tennessee Williams is very famous for having these, you know, just lusciously attractive, dissolute men in his plays. Frankly, I think that was a peculiar bent of his, you know, and you know, he had a really wild sex life himself, and I think that was kind of his type, you know. And, you know, the whole Marlon Brando thing, you know, Marlon Brando, of course, was the original, not the original, but, you know, he's
Paul Newman, yeah.
And Paul Newman, but come on. You think of Paul Newman, you don't think of Paul Newman as a bad boy. I don't, but you sure as hell think of Marlon Brando as a bad boy, and as Stanley Kowalski, he's like the ultimate bad boy. But Brick, I mean, this Brick, I can guarantee you there's never been a brick tattooed like this one. I can guarantee you that there's never been a brick that, you know, is as just bad boy sexy as Matt DeRogatis. Okay, and if that's speaking as a woman of a certain age. You know?
You're his mama, now calm down.
Mama, but I'm very, very proud of him, and I get to, he's my precious baby, you know. He's my precious baby, as opposed to the other one. Well, it's delightful talking to you. It's always a great time seeing you, and you have the best mask I've seen yet. Okay?
Oh, well, thank you.
Next time.